welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host Aurora, and today with me, Sadab Mahir. And I'm extremely blessed and delighted to have this young man on my show today. He is 15 years old from Bangladesh, and he reached out to me as an aspiring author and mental health advocate. He has a strong mission and vision out there for us. And yeah, I'm especially excited today because a couple of days ago, I thought that I really wanted to have an interview where we talk about the young generation. And now here he is. And I'm very excited to share with my audience what your mission is, what your vision is for the future. And at the end, you will let us know, where we can meet with you, where we can stay connected with you and learn more about your book. We just had a little bit of an introduction talk, and this is where you shared with me where you're from and where your desire or urgency comes to raise awareness when it comes to mental health. You also shared with me that at school you're being taught how you can take care of your mental health. And I find that very, very impressive and worthy of sharing with people from North America and from Europe. So, welcome to the show. The stage is yours, and we want to know as much about you as possible. If you want to give us a little bit of an introduction of how you started becoming interested about mental health awareness. It is not usual as a 15-year-old to be passionate about this topic, and it'd be awesome to find out what made you so passionate about it.
There were a lot of reasons for what made me passionate about it, some of which was where I lived in and what situation I was like, what environment I was situated in. So those played a role. Also, one thing about like having a social anxiety was one thing that also played a role. Since I had it, so I thought like that was something others might have it. But at that time, there was less awareness about it. So I did not know. I felt like that was only me who was going through this. So as soon as I learned that it isn't me only, so I thought spreading the message would help others know that they're not alone in this journey. There are others who are here to accompany.
And that is so important because probably back then when you first experienced your anxiety, you thought something is wrong with you. You're broken and you have a hard time surviving. How are you going to make a future if you have that anxiety? And once you realize that there is other people with that anxiety, it actually lowered the anxiety probably and made you feel less alone. And that is so critical. And then you decided to talk more about it in order to destigmatize it even more. And how was it for you within your family? Like, were they of full support, or did they think, oh, what is Sadab doing there? This is very weird for a young person. How did your family react?
Actually, my mom is really supportive. She supports everything I do. She has given us as much freedom as it's needed. So she doesn't really keep asking us of what we do, but she does keep updates about what we are doing. Obviously, she does. So she was really supported, and everyone else was also really supportive of this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they can be very proud of you. Sometimes when we have strong desires to yeah, change society or shape society in a new way, we meet resistance, and we meet people who are like, well, this is weird. But I'm glad that
Yeah.
you found the support in your family. That's so precious. Now tell us a little bit about your writing. You started writing, and did I understand correctly that this is your way you like to express yourself and get the message out there?
Yeah. So writing for me is actually like expressing my feelings into like putting them into words and sharing them helps like other people who are also experiencing this to really understand how uh, they're not alone and how the things can be. And through fiction, I think it's more, you have more capability of a broader range of expressing the thing you're trying to express,
Mm-hmm.
because you can kind of, you can go on and make situations that you haven't been in but others might have been in. So you put them in those situations and then you're like, see, this character is going through this, you might all as well be going through this, but she ended up well, you might also end up well.
Yeah, yeah. So with your work, you make people feel less alone. You make them able to relate to the characters
Yeah.
in the book. And how far are you into writing now? Did you publish something already?
Yes, I've already published my first book. It is a story, obviously, it's fictional, but the thing is, I try to keep it as realistic as possible so that people can relate and feel moved by it.
Yeah, yeah. That is so cool. And is it written for children, or is it for adults, or is it for both?
It's for both, it's for all ages. But
Oh,
uh, people of like, younger people, like, young adults and new adults would find it more relatable
yeah, yeah,
because the things I tried to break down, like I even tried to break down some stigmas. So some stigma, most of the stigmas that I tried to break down was about them. So near them. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
some
That,
part of it was like the message that reach out, you might be helped. There might be people willing to listen to you. So that was there. But there was also stuff like there was cruelty as well because we experience it. So completely vanishing it would make it seem like you're the only, they are the only people uh, uh, like, feeling those uh, facing those stuff and not others, which would make them feel like, oh my God, my life is the worst. But
mm,
then, so I included cruelty so that they know that it isn't only them facing those, and others are standing throughout the storm uh, without falling apart. So please, you should do it too.
yeah, yeah. That is so cool. No, it makes a lot of sense, and resonates with my mission and with my heart. So yeah, I'm just blown away how you found my podcast, and we're here now talking. This is awesome. Would you like to share with us how you take care of your mental health? You said that at a young age you experienced anxiety, and then you found out that you're not alone in this. What are the tools that you are using today, um, to help yourself to stay grounded and to keep focusing on your mission?
Definitely, one part of it is keep yourself surrounded by people who are supportive, because when you're surrounded by those people, they help you. Like they're, the vibe they give off helps you keep strong, keep through going throughout all those storms and all those crashes you're going through. So definitely that. But then some part of it was writing. So I would suggest, like, any hobby that you have, maybe cooking or learning a new language or anything, go up, do it. Like, now we have Google. So definitely that is really helpful to like research about anything you want to do. So go up and research about what you're trying to do, learn new things, maybe try doing them, and then maybe you will feel moved. Definitely.
Yeah, that is so special. And earlier when we talked, you said once you found your hobby, your activity that excites you and grounds you and makes you feel good, sometimes self doubt creeps in and makes you want to stop and makes you want to throw away that pen that you used to write your story. What do you share
Yeah.
with people on how to conquer that self doubt and how to stay on your mission once you found it?
um One part of it is that I think for some, like, at least for some minutes, take a break, brew yourself a cup of coffee, and then just think where you started. See where you started. Even if it's like just yesterday, you have come, like, you have spent the whole day, you have faced the whole day. So you will be able to face the next day if you try. And another thing is that since I have been an author, so I looked up people. There have been a lot of people who have gone through the same struggles as me. So, but they are like, they have moved past it. So when you look at those images, those pictures, you can, like, that will give you the positivity that no, there are people who have been here and they have uh, exited from this darkness. So I can too.
Mm.
So sometimes, like, some of the like indie authors, some of them we don't know that they're indie, such as Stephen King. He started as an indie author, but see, he's at a high position. So it's not just about authors, it's about everything. Everybody starts at some point, and no one's starting point is good. They
Yeah.
have been every single one have been in darkness, so in self-doubt. They
Yeah.
have been past it.
Yes, yes, and that is so important to shine light on, because so often we look at the people who are successful artists today and we think, oh, they always had it easy, they were born with this
Yeah.
talent, and who am I to say that I'm going to be good at it? No, they had to struggle and they just decided to keep pushing through it. And I think another point is very important to mention is your mission. So your mission, if I understood right, it's not to become famous and to earn a lot of money and to drive big cars. Your mission is to raise awareness and to help society be more resilient to stress. And a beautiful side effect can be the big car and the private jet one day, but it is not your main drive. You wake up in the morning and you think about, how can I help that kid over there that is struggling with anxiety? How can I help the adult over there who's struggling with depression? Right? And that takes maybe some pressure off of it too, because you know you are serving society, you're not being selfish, and that's very good to cling on. Yeah, it's a very good, yeah, mission to be on.
Yeah.
Now
Thank you for your opinion. Yeah, it is definitely like something I think everybody should have, sort of, because when you have good intentions, good intentions like literally pave the pathway for you and you can walk on it. So some part of it is like when I see others going through the same thing I have been, but then they are not seeing it in the same eye I have been. So sometimes I feel like they're gonna go to the wrong path. They're gonna take the wrong path. So if I put a block over the wrong path by my messages, by the thing I'm doing, then they may take the right path and go through the path they're supposed to, or they might lose themselves.
Yes, that is very true. That is very true. Now, share with us, where can we connect with you? Are you more active on Facebook or on Instagram? Um, where can we have a look at your book? Is that available online somewhere?
Yes, my book is available on Amazon. So if somebody wants to read it or buy it, you can go on do that. And I'm mostly active on Instagram, but I'm really active on all other social media profiles as well, because I try to keep up with the competition, so that
Yeah.
in order, there are different audiences everywhere. So being active everywhere lets me keep connected with different people,
Mhm.
different people of different views. So that helps. And I'm hosting a campaign, a giveaway. So if you really feel like you want to read it, you can go participate on it through my Instagram account,
Yeah.
which is
And is it under your name, Sadab Mahir?
it is under
Okay.
my name, but with official. So I like to put that word as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that is very
So
precious.
if you search for me, you'll find it.
I will find it. Now, last question for you. We would like to hear one more time your mission and your vision. What is it that you would like to see changing in the future? When you talk about stigma, maybe be a little bit more specific there. Um, on what would you like to see in the future for your generation?
Um, so a lot of things actually, but then some things that really stick to mind is how mental health is actually taken nowadays. How people are not, like, people with mental health issues, their issues are not taken into account when doing something or deciding something. So what I would like is to have a world where everything is taken into account before coming into a conclusion. So every single person is included in it, because sometimes because there's someone with a problem, and then they're gonna be like, some people are like, it's not like they're bad, they just don't know that
Mhm.
this is something. So sometimes they feel like that's not really important, because let's not take that into account, because it's just one or two people. That doesn't really make it a necessity, but it should be a necessity, because they are human too. Just
Mm.
because they're less in number doesn't mean they don't exist. They do exist, and they should be taken into account. So I would love a world where this is possible, this is happening.
Yeah, this is so beautiful. And you know what? When you share this with me, I think of people who commit crime, people who are violent, and if they're not born that way. They're not born criminals.
Yeah.
They're not born violent. They become, so they can unlearn this again. And if there's people like you out there showing them that, hey, you are on a weird path right now, but we can give you the tools to feel better and to belong to society again, there's less likelihood of them becoming more criminal and more violent. Do you feel the same about this?
Yeah. Yes, I do. And I know a lot of people don't agree with this thing, but I have talked about this before, and I've gotten, like, people who didn't agree. Because what I think is that no one is actually bad.
No.
Everybody is bad and good. They have that good thing about them, but then maybe it's so tiny an amount that it's overlapped by the bad they have. So if there are people who are willing to help them, they can increase that goodness and overlap that bad with that good thing. Everybody has some kind of good thing in them. If you try, you can find it.
Yes.
This is one thing I always like to see from a different perspective. No matter what the thing is, I like to view it from a different perspective, something that is not the perspective that is not common. So that sometimes, they might have taught it this way and gone through this way. So maybe this is why they're wrong. So we can tell them that this is not how you're supposed to go. So a lot of people think that no, they just knew this was going to happen, but they still decided to do it. Sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's like they viewed it in a different way, and then they just landed into a wrong path without even noticing.
Yes. Yes. Very, very wise and precious words that you're sharing with us here. Like, I'm so blessed to have met you, and I'm so grateful that there is young people like you out there fighting for the good and shining the light on stuff that most people don't like to look at and like to push away. But we have to learn to, yeah, include mental health, mental well-being into our lives a little more, and then we can be more sensitive with the people around us and build more resilient societies. And your mission and your vision is clearly needed all around the world at this moment, not only in Bangladesh, not only in Malaysia or Canada, but around the globe. So I'm wishing you all the best on your journey. I'm very happy to stay connected with you and to share this episode around with you. Thank you so much for reaching out to me and for letting me ask you all these questions.
Thank you too for having me today, and to all those listeners out there putting attention and listening to me. Thanks a lot. This means a lot.
Yes, it means a lot to me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Borealis Experience podcast. And if you want to leave a rating or a review, it would be very, very much appreciated. I find it amazing how more and more youngsters out there are rising and raising awareness around the topic of mental health. It is truly, yeah, it gives me hope and truly inspiring and great. So yeah, make sure to share with family and friends if you like this episode, and I will be out there very soon again. Bye-bye.